Welcome back to the studio after that exciting, cool match with a really cool start with the two micro jump driving battleships making their way across the field and
abandoning their scimitar to its instant death.
that makes me wonder, why would you not spend the points on something else there? If the scimitar is never going to get in range to really rep.
Well, so if you don't fight against Dominic's, there is a range in which the scimitar can rep those rattlesnakes while remaining out of the fight. It's just you have to. Maybe perhaps they had some remote sensor boosters or something like that, something to really combat damps on that scimitar, put those core rattlesnakes in, force them to be dealt with. Meanwhile, they're constantly receiving scimitar reps as he remains at max range.
Yeah, and the scimitar also keeps the rest of the team alive. So you got the two rattlesnakes, but you also have to keep your frigates alive. And the scimitar being there is a huge thing for that. But yeah, the fact that it died so quickly, as it will often do against a Dominic's team. Dominic's are very, very good at hitting logistics ships. That's probably the thing they're strongest at in the tournament, is that they will often end the other team's logistics pretty much right away.
Absolutely. But you know what I'm really excited for?
The next match?
I'm excited for this next match. This is actually a rematch of the semifinals
of AT10.
Yep. And so
also of the finals of the third alliance tournament. No, fourth alliance tournament. The finals of the fourth. Yeah.
So for people who don't know, the next match is Kolbaz Inside versus Hagmar Money Team. And while you might not recognize either of these names, I'm sure if I told you their alliance names, you'd recognize them immediately. It's Hun Reloaded as Kolbaz Inside, former Hun Reloaded.
Yep, it's Freegates the Corp, but there are a lot of the key members of the old Hun teams.
And versus Agmar Money Team, which is the Pandemic Legion team.
Yeah.
So Hun Reloaded has knocked out Pandemic Legion from previous tournaments.
Yep, they've done it twice. They did it in the finals of the fourth alliance tournament, and they did it in the semifinals of the 10th alliance tournament. And
well, they're not going to knock them out here because they're in the winners bracket, but they could knock them down to the losers bracket.
But I mean, some might say is Hun Reloaded Pandemic Legion Kryptonite?
No, Pandemic Legion Kryptonite is Systems of the Y-dash in the beginning of the name.
Well, maybe like a lesser Kryptonite.
Maybe Hun Reloaded is their like Lex Luthor.
Okay, Hun Reloaded is the Lex Luthor. Perhaps does Hun Reloaded just type Y-dash in local, and then once it's in local, it's done.
Yeah, I mean that's close enough.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same.
We have the bands up for this, if I can get them up on my screen.
It's sentry drones. They just all decided to ban sentry drones.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Kolbaz Inside bans the Gila and the Ishtar, and Agmar Money Team bans the Armageddon and Dominic's. So no drones allowed, it appears, from those bans.
Yeah, I mean, those are probably the 4 best drone ships in the tournament. So you definitely could see some drones. People could still bring ships like the EOS. People could still bring Navy Dominic's, Sins, Rattlesnakes. But this is going to very, very significantly decrease the chance of seeing sentry drones.
I'm taking a bet here. Yeah. One of these two teams is going to bring Vexor Navy issues. Just calling it now.
It's very possible. I mean, we saw a Pandemic Legion team from the last Alliance tournament where they brought Myrmidons and Vexor Navies to kind of get around bans. So they could have a similar type of setup here.
So actually, the loser from this match, this next match, is going to go up against the winner of No Boundaries and Team Footwork.
That's going to be a tough one. Yep. Probably a tougher one, actually, for the winner of No Boundaries and Footwork. But
yeah, I mean, like this.
Keep in mind, Footwork can take Hun. I think Footwork is a team that could.
They definitely could.
Has a decent chance versus Kolbaz Inside.
But I mean, it's still like you're dropping down to the losers bracket and you're just getting slammed with Footwork.
At the very least, you have to bring out one of your best setups for that match, which you don't really want to have to do this early.
Exactly, because we still have. Not including today, 4 more days of tournament. So this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are all going to be trying to keep their best stuff hidden. They're going to all be trying to keep some of their best tactics away. I've already been hearing bits and pieces from different teams about how they're saying, oh, man, I wish that strategy hadn't been shown this early. We were hoping no one else would know about it. Or, oh, it's interesting that this strategy hasn't been seen yet. Other people haven't caught on to it. And they're playing that kind of chess
I want to know what strategy was the next level thing that was unleashed yesterday. Like
Double Logifrig.
Double Logifrig? Specifically written into the rules is something you could do? Next level.
Well, yeah, it's really strong.
It's mainly the fact that it is really strong. That's the fact that they were hoping that the people were hoping that wasn't kind of known to everyone before this.
And it's
first
not the only
weekend.
one. There's actually a number of different strategies we're seeing already starting to emerge. I really like the tendency people have to drop a couple of stealth bombers here and there, use that for the extra points. It's something that people, if they've only been around in the last couple of tournaments, may not be used to. But we're already seeing a lot of teams picking up on that. There's a lot of really cool tactics that are already developing, and I'm sure there's a lot more cool tactics that are being held back in reserve.
Yep.
Yeah,
But I think when you really see the next level stuff, it's not going to be something that's like specifically in the rules say you can bring 2 Logi frigates. Of course, everyone's going to go, we can bring 2 Logi frigates. Let's give that a test. It's going to be something that nobody has thought about. Probably won't have a Marauder. Probably won't have 2 Logi frigates. It's going to be like, oh, who even knew that you could do that? And anyway, that's going to be the kind of next level stuff that you'll see. All Drakes, who knows? It might be really strong. It isn't strong.
No, it isn't.
No, it's bad. You shouldn't do that. Triple Drake, triple Nighthawk.
It's actually, like, I mean, that's a pretty decent, just like fun roaming gang on TQ,
Yeah,
but
sure.
it's not a good tournament team. No.
Will we see more Eagles and then possibly Broadswords?
Possibly. Neither of them are ships that I'm particularly impressed with in
Okay,
the tournament.
the Broadswords have done well.
The
I don't
Broadswords
think
have done
Broadswords have
fine.
ever lost a match.
They've been in 1 match, right?
Well, they were going to be in 2 match, but
But
someone
they got banned out.
they
But
got
that was like a
comedy-
joke ban, though.
No, it was a joke ban that then Nelly Secunda said we had prepped Broadswords for that.
That was a
match."
ban from the same team that yesterday banned the Tash Mercon Magnate.
Yes, yes, but it was an effective ban that time. They had intended to bring
they didn't bring
Broadswords.
a
They
Tash
got
Maybe
banned
the
out.
Tash Mercon Magnate
Yeah.
was also an effective ban. You know, that could have really screwed up the other teams.
didn't
Foiled
bring it,
their
they couldn't bring
plan.
it. I mean, that might be some serious inside information that
Yes.
we were just not privy to.
It's
The linchpin of all their setups.
It's the swag factor that they're looking for. When you bring a specially skinned ship, you just sort of say to the other
Yep.
team like,
we have
you
seen
can't touch
Suka
this.
Vesta Herons, which actually are a fine ship because they have all the mid slots. So those are one of these skin ships that we have seen before in the tournament, and we could definitely see again.
Do you know what I want to see? I want to see Alliance tournament ships.
Those would be really good.
That's always fun.
I think if we do see those, it's not going to be till later, though. People
Yeah.
are going to be wanting to keep those in reserve.
Well, Admiral Money Team could just bring one right now. They haven't.
They haven't,
As far as I
but
can do. They could.
they could.
They could say, wait, we need to change something out real quick.
Yeah, I mean, if they get knocked to the losers bracket, they might start thinking about it. But I expect they wouldn't want to waste the money this early.
Waste.
Well, maybe
putting on a show
maybe it
is
doesn't
never
die.
waste.
Yeah, maybe it
I
doesn't.
mean, PL brought what 3 Malices once and kept them all alive despite losing the match.
Yeah.
And their flagship.
Though the other side is we've seen in AT11, Hydra bringing their flagship and an Atana and losing both of those but winning the match. And that actually crippled them for the rest of the tournament even though they won the match.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, wasn't there a setup we saw Alliance Tournament 11 where a team brought a tournament ship and just flew it in and just let it draw all the fire intentionally?
That's something that's happened
it was just
before
kinda like-
Alliance Tournament 10.
It was what team was it? It was.
We've seen
Alliance
it with
Tournament 11.
Freckies
Yeah.
in previous tournaments, yes.
I think
Super
it was
tank
an U2
Freckies.
or something that just went
No, we didn't
straight
see
in.
The U2 wasn't actually, I don't think it was bait, it was just they needed to get a tackle on a ship, and so.
Yeah, but they
that was,
weren't, they
that was a
weren't
PL team
cautious
last
with
year.
it. With
yeah.
it, that was PL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well, it
remember
paid
that.
off for them. They walked out with quite a
Yeah.
few more tournament ships.
Yes.
than
And
they
so,
walked
yeah,
in
it
with.
is great to see teams taking risks with these really expensive ships, yeah.
For those who don't know, the tournament ships are the first and second place prizes for the Alliance tournaments since Alliance Tournament 7, 6.
7 is when we started doing the, yeah.
But there's only 50 of them. We hand out BPCs to produce 50, and that's all there'll ever be in the history of all of you online. And they're insanely OP because the game designers like to do terrible things to people with them.
Next year's are going to be super trolly.
I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of like
You heard it here first.
It's a release path for all your OP tendencies. So like you have to kind of get it out of your system somehow.
Do
Otherwise, all the ships on TQ would just be horrendously imbalanced.
Do some emotional venting.
Yes.
You know, it'd be great. A signable that can cloak.
So I saw some rumors going around that we had already made the Alliance Tournament 12 prize ships, and
They're
Well-
in progress of being made. They're not done, but they don't need to
Yeah.
be quite yet.
Our
but
sneakiest of players know what they look like now.
yes, their graphics are done. The art team has outdone themselves once again, including making an amazing logo. In fact, one of the most impressive logos I've ever seen. But we'll let players kind of go and search that down on their own if
yeah,
they'd like.
and we'll let you all at home just slowly get more excited for the Alliance Tournament because this is going to stay in the back of your mind all the way up until we actually do that tournament. So
I want them to very quickly get excited for the Alliance tournament and just remain excited until the Alliance tournament happens.
Well, they really should be really excited.
They
But I
should
mean,
start
there-
making
I'm always
signs.
excited for the Alliance
Yes.
tournament.
Yeah.
there are some fun things in between though. We have, for instance, FanFest, and FanFest is going to be huge this year. We're going to be doing some crazy things. We were
Do you know what we also have coming up very soon and they get very excited for right now?
Yeah.
Book some plane tickets even to Iceland. We have the very first ever live showing of a tournament. We're going to be seeing the final
Definitely.
days of the final day of the New Eden Open. So that will be the first, second, third, and fourth place matches, a long series of matches. We'll actually have a live audience of up to 100 people. And you go to neolive.eventbrite.com to check that out and get yourself a free ticket right now. We'll have beer and pizza, and it'll
And
be
you
a
can
good
sit
time.
right over there.
You can sit literally
Yep.
right there. If you want, you can throw stuff at me. Please don't do that. We'll kick you out. But if you can take a risk if you really want to.
But I mean, yeah, that's going to be super cool. And this is not something that's only for Icelandic people. If you can get a cheap flight over to Iceland, or if you're just traveling in Iceland
Yeah,
at
if
the
you're
time,
happy to be here.
then like we'll
Or if
be
you're
really happy to see you come.
If you're an
down.
excellent swimmer.
Yes, or if you're an excellent swimmer. Then,
Mind the
then you
sharks.
can-
There's no sharks.
there are sharks.
What do we eat
Well,
the-
but we eat all of them.
If there wasn't sharks, then what would the Icelanders rot and then eat?
Yes, exactly. That is a rare and really
We're
good
running out of
delicacy.
food to spoil. Quick, to the ocean.
But yeah, I would really want to see a full house for that. We're gonna have beer. We're gonna have some food, possibly some entertainment, and then after the tournament is actually over,
Possibly some entertainment.
possibly- yes,
You'll have
There's
the
going to be the
tournament.
tournament going on the whole
I'm
time.
talking
And
about
then we'll just like
parking
have like a
tournament.
sad clown over there as well. It's like
Balloon-
tournament, sad clown.
Balloon animals, face painting.
But yeah, we'll definitely. And after the tournament wraps up, we're probably just gonna hang around and drink a couple of beers and mingle with our awesome community.
If somebody brings a face painting kit, I'll face paint you while I'm on break.
Or just live on air, like while we're commentating a match.
I have done face painting before, actually.
Actually,
What have you not done?
we just got I just got in my ear the fact that we should book a clown right now because that's an amazing idea. So we might have a clown, people, and that's something you don't want to miss. A clown at the CCP headquarters.
Unless you're afraid of clowns, but it's going to be not scary clown. We're going to get one of the special ones.
All right, guys. So I just got word that the match is in fact ready. Let's get our predictions down. CCP Fozzie.
I'm gonna go with Agmar Money Team on this.
I think this is going to be a smoking hot match, and I'm going to have to go with Agmar Money Team.
For the first time today, all three of us agree. I'm going with Agmar Money Team as well on this one. Let's see how it goes.